Yo, how are we doing? It's me, Ryan Hartley from Always Better Than Yesterday. I'm live here on Facebook and I'm live here on Instagram. It's the first time Always Better Than Yesterday has been live on Instagram. So hello to all of you checking us out for the first time. And if you are new to following me here on Facebook as well, let me just say good evening. I hope that you are well. Thank you for taking the time and spending it with me. I hope this is going to be time well spent. Good to see you guys on the Meg, Tom, Debs. Good to see you on Instagram and lots of people. Luke on Facebook. Happy days. So hopefully you can hear me. I've got the microphone plugged in. Hopefully that's coming through loud and clear. Let me know. But I'm here with my Lead with Love t-shirt here today to share my Valentine's Day special on how to lead with love. So Valentine's Day is tomorrow. I thought it was a great opportunity to come on and just share my view, share my heart. I'm not trying to convince anybody that this is the right or the only way to lead. This is simply my view on leadership. Good to see you, Lorna. Good to see you, Kylie. So yeah, if you have never come across this page before and you wonder who's this guy in a beard with a Lead with Love t-shirt, my name is Ryan Hartley. I'm the founder of Always Better Than Yesterday. And that purely exists to help people be better than they were yesterday. Whether that be through the power of leadership, through the power of mindset. I just love helping people move forward. And what I'll be talking to you about tonight is leading with love. Now, this isn't as I said, an education in leadership. Let's just assume that leadership is the one thing that makes a difference in the lives of others. And that actually, if you want to make a difference in the world, then it's through leadership that will do that. What I'm here to share with you all is the fact that it's actually leading with love that will have the biggest impact of all. And just to dispel a myth from the very start, it is not easy. It really isn't easy, and you'll find out as we go through this evening. But what I want to share with you is just some real practical tips. So I am the heart and I'm the mind. I love connecting with the emotion of leading with love, and then I love the practical elements of what to be able to do next and take that forward. So what you'll get from me is a little bit of emotion why I love leading with love, and some of the practical things that I think you can do to show up with love in your leadership. Now, let's just start with a really, really simple and clear definition of leadership. See, this is what I believe leadership to be, and it's the act of putting your own needs to one side to serve others. Nothing more, nothing less. Let's not overcomplicate these things. Leadership is the act of putting your needs to one side to serve others. Let's break that down a little bit. The very first thing, to act. The act. Leadership is doing. It's not just saying, leadership is doing. Putting your own needs to one side. Now that requires a choice. It's simply to be a leader. The prerequisite is to make a choice. It is not about waiting for authority and permission. You can be a leader the minute you choose to be a leader, to put your own needs to one side. And that takes courage. It takes a lot of courage to be able to put your own needs to one side. It requires the self-confidence to be seen, be heard, and to live your principles, to put your own needs to one side so that you can serve others. Because ultimately, it is not about the leader. As much as we talk about leadership is not about the leader. And that will make so much more sense as we go. But it's about serving the needs of others. So there we go. Very simple definition to work with. The act of putting your needs to one side so that you can serve others. Before we go through some of the hallmarks that I'm going to share, there's 5 hallmarks that I'd like to share with you. I like to think about 3 principles of true success. 3 principles of true success. And they, for me, are being someone I love, doing what I love with the people that I love. Now, those are 3 important secret ingredients when it comes to showing up as a leader, being a leader, because if you can be someone you love, do what you love with the people you love, it's going to make the next 5 principles, or next 5 hallmarks rather, that little bit easier. Be someone you love, do what you love with the people you love. It's going to make the next 5 hallmarks that little bit easier. So the first one, the first hallmark of a leader who leads with love is someone that will create safety. Someone who will create safety. Now, in here, we've got a brain that is wired from our cave people days. We, as a civilization, crave the need for safety. And that can turn up in our workplace. You know, there's a study from Google. They found that they coined this term psychological safety. And for me, as a leader, the simple way we can kind of do this, and so often it's overlooked, is just to ask, what do you need from me? What do you need when you come to work? Don't ever miss that opportunity to ask such a simple question. What do you need? What are your needs when you come to work? Because I believe we bring our whole selves to work. I don't think long-term success is built on a work mindset and I'll leave my personal stuff at the door. I just don't believe that we can do that or do that for a long time. So if we're a leader, start thinking about when we bring our whole selves to work, deal with the whole person in front of you and simply ask, what do you need from me right now? What do you need when you come to work? If we only consider that people followed us, they only follow us because they wanted to, not because they had to, then maybe we'd make more of an effort to be the person that they need us to be. Because wouldn't we want to be the leader that people talked about as saying they've got our back? Now, when you focus on safety of your people, your words and your actions really, really matter. Are you talking about I or are you talking about we? Your people want to know that they are safe in your company, that you've got their back and you care. You want to create safety, let people know that they're doing a good job. Too often we leave it to talk to people when they've done really, really well or they're not doing so well. And we have this highs and lows of, oh, here comes the boss. Well, make it your mission tomorrow or next week to go into work and catch your people doing something right. Make it your mission to catch them doing something right and actually thank them for doing the basics of their job, because never take them for granted. We as human beings, we just want to know, am I doing a good job? And when I started doing this in my own leadership journey and thanking people for just doing the basics of their job and doing well, you get some funny looks. You get some funny looks and they go, I'm just doing my job. And that's cool. But I just want you to know that I appreciate you and the time and the energy that you've spent in doing your job has not gone unnoticed. Because if you don't appreciate, if you take for granted what those people do, you'll miss it when they go. So hallmark number 1 is that a great leader who leads with love will create safety for their people. Secondly, this is all about putting your needs to one side, and it's a leader who leads with love will be willing to sacrifice. A leader who is leading with love is be willing to sacrifice their time, their energy, and parents will relate to this most. You know, being a parent is absolutely being a leader who leads with love. Think about those times when you've had to get up at 3 a.m. It's your time, it's your energy. You do it because you care and you love that child who needs you. You've put your own needs to one side. We'd love a little bit more sleep, but you've put that to one side because this kid needs you. The same is true of our team. We put that safety, we put that awkwardness of a difficult conversation to one side, and we do what we need to do for the benefit of those around us, for those that we lead. We put our comfort to one side. We might even put our task list to one side. We want to show those around us that we'll be willing to sacrifice what is ours so that those around you can get what they need. The role of a leader is to serve, and a big part of that will be sacrifice. We might often think about sacrifice being a military term, a police term, the ultimate sacrifice, but it doesn't have to be that complicated. Sacrifice your time, your energy. Maybe you've got a task list. Maybe it can wait. Hallmark number 3. Hallmark number 3 is about having a servant's heart. Talking about service, we're talking about focusing on the needs of those in front of you. People want safety. When we go to work, we want connection, inspiration. We want belief. We want growth. Ultimately, when we go to work, we want to feel like we belong and we feel like we matter. That is the gift of leadership right there. The fact that we know that, we can serve that. We can make people feel like they are contributing to something bigger than themselves by simply communicating purpose. Helping people connect, not just what they do, but connect them to why we do it. We've all got that desire to be part of bigger than something, part of something bigger than ourselves. We give people a place to belong. I am in the process of leaving my full-time employment. And the biggest thing I'm reflecting on is that it's been a place that I felt like I've belonged. I've made friendships. I've made family there. That is what great leaders can do. They can create a sense of belonging in our people. And it's used by language. It's used by language. It's used by body language, spoken word. You matter. I see you. The only thing I need from you is to be yourself. Bring your whole self. Because Brene Brown says that true belonging isn't just fitting in. It's being yourself and knowing that that's enough. Now, that is the gift that we have to give other people, is let people know that they are seen, they are heard, that they matter, and that they are as valued because of who they are, even more so than the work that they do. The leader who leads with love will believe in their team, sometimes more than they believe in themselves. That is the gift that you can give people, is to choose to see past their limitations, to choose to believe in their potential and speak that over them as if it were true. Speak to them as if you know, like a dead certainty. Because sooner or later, that'll give them the confidence to show up, to take action, and step by step by step, they will prove it to themselves. Believe in people until they believe in themselves. A leader who leads with love has kindness in their toolkit. Kindness, what does that mean? It means we give them the grace of just the basic assumption that people are trying their best. They're doing the best that they can right now. And when we have that as a leader, as a fundamental belief in here and in here, we approach differently. We ask, how can I help? We ask, what do you need? They take accountability as the leader to serve. You're trying your best. How can I help? What do you need? Sometimes things can be shit. Let's be honest. Sometimes at work or in life, in a community, in a church, wherever your leadership is required, at home, sometimes things can be shit. Let's just not skirt around that. But what a leader will do is will give us hope, give us optimism, give us a reason to still look to the future, to look for the positives, to keep us showing up. And it's in the small moments. It's in the small moments. The world can be falling down around us, but we can still take the time and I can say, how are you? How are you really? What do you need? How can I help? Or a fist bump, or a cuddle, or a dad joke. These are all toolkits that I rely on because I think it's in the small moments they really matter. It's how they bring genuine connection between human beings. It's how you get to know your people. It's how you get to know how you can look after them. It's how you get to know how you can push them that little bit harder. Because ultimately what that leads to is principle number 4, which is a great leader who leads with love, loves tough. And I say love tough because love comes first. We know the phrase is tough love. I prefer to call love tough because love comes first, and that gives me the permission to say and do what I need to call you into your true potential. It gives me the permission to keep you accountable. It gives me the permission to show up, lead with integrity, lead with my values, and call you out of your bullshit into your potential because I genuinely care. This is the secret ingredient. And this is what I said at the very start about be someone you love, do what you love with the people you love. This is going to make the next thing easier because the sign of a great leader who leads with love, who gets the best out of their teams, protects them, serves them, sacrifices for them, is they care. They care. And we feel that as human beings. We're emotive creatures. We rely on body language and emotion. And when someone genuinely cares for us and they've got our back, we know and we feel that. So that's why it's really important to care. Care for the people around you and care for the work that you are contributing to. And when you can say yes to do I care about my people and do I care about my work, that's when you will make a change. That's when creating safety becomes that little bit easier. That's when putting your own needs to one side becomes that little bit easier. That's when having that difficult conversation with your teammate to call them into potential becomes a little bit easier when you genuinely care. I want to introduce a concept called Feedforward. So we've all heard the concept of feedback. When we look back and we look at what worked well, what didn't. How about we focus on Feedforward, which is simply the opportunity to be better in the future? Because that's Feedforward is going to help pull us into the future and even closer to our potential. Principle number 5, this is the last hallmark, last one, number 5. A leader who leads with love will leave a legacy by creating safety, by sacrificing, by serving, by loving tough. You're going to create a legacy that transcends the workplace. Your people...
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Apparently Alexa wanted to have a say on what I've just said. Your people will feel that. They will show up differently. They will go on to achieve things more than they ever were going to before your presence. I believe legacy is the impact of things that people go on to do as a result of my interactions with them, as a result of the leaders' interactions with them, things that might not otherwise have happened. Help people step into their potential and show up and do more, become more. The impact that they will then go out and have on others. We've heard of the random acts of kindness and pay it forward, and one random act of kindness inspires another act of kindness. Well, a leader who leads with love inspires another leader to lead with love, to show the same compassion. There is a fear that we can't show up, be ourselves, and show emotion in the workplace. There's this fear that talking about love and emotions is soft. I hope what I've conveyed to you in the last 25 minutes, however, 20 minutes, is that it's not easy. It really isn't easy. We are humans, we are messy, we are emotional creatures, and we're not always going to get it right. But I would much rather try than not. Following processes, manuals, and practices is easy. There's a rule for that. There's a black, there's a white. Trying to get the best out of people, different types of people, when we've got different emotions, when we've got different times of the day, when different things are going on in our lives and we've got different personalities, it's messy, it's hard, and it simply requires the intent. The intent. Be intentional. Be intentional. Show up, make a difference. Look to create leaders around you. Inspire them with your own leadership and bring out the leader within them. Not the replica of you, but who they are in their own way, their own heart, their own mind. Because when you do that and you create more leaders through inspired action, through your own leadership, that's how we leave true impact in the world. A culture of connection, a culture of purpose, empowerment and improvement. So a leader who leads with love is able to put their own needs to one side to serve others. They do 5 things. They create safety. They are willing to sacrifice. They have a servant's heart. They love tough. And as a result of all of those 4, they leave a legacy where the world is no longer the same because of the impact that they have made on one person and the next person and the next person, and the impact that that person goes on has on their team, their community, their family. It's why I love leadership. It's the thing that transcends the workplace. It is what I can do in the workplace to make a difference to the lives of just one person, to help them feel like they matter, to feel like they're seen, that they belong, that they're contributing to something bigger than themselves, and go home better for the people that need them. I hope this has inspired you to consider showing up and leading with love, because you will genuinely make a difference to the lives of those around you. One person at a time, one team at a time, one community, and that's how we change the world. If you feel inspired by anything that I've said, please do come and follow. Please do come and join the We Are Always Better Than Yesterday community over on Facebook. We simply exist to lead with love, to come together, to be united by this sense of being better than yesterday, to develop ourselves and to develop other people. If that is you, you are welcome. If that is not you, then I gratefully ask that you don't click the button and ask to join, because it's not your place and we are not your people. If you want to develop yourself and develop others to be better than you were yesterday, you are my people. Come and join us. You will be welcomed. Come and inspire us by being yourself, and I hope to inspire you by the wonderful people that are in that community too. If you have been inspired by this video, please do feel like you can share it on your timeline, share it in the inbox of maybe just the one person that you feel like needs to hear this or even see this. And more importantly, hopefully feel this. Feel this. And if you really want more, and you're a purpose-driven leader, and you really want more, and you want the love and support of accountability of 10 to 12 to 15 people just like you trying to make a difference in the world, then please do just message me and inquire about our Master Heart and Mind group coaching program. We are taking people on at the start of March. We have a wonderful community of 12 people already from all around the world that are willing to accept you into our community and help you be always better than yesterday by leading with love, serving with purpose. And that is it from me. If you've got any questions, I will jump back on and try and answer them. I can't really see the comments here. But this was my free gift to you for Valentine's Day. Thank you for taking the time and sharing it with me. I am always massively grateful for anyone that will take the time to listen and spend it within our community. I thank you. I hope that you have a great end to your week. And ultimately, whether you're in a relationship or whether you're single, fill tomorrow with love. Don't harden. Do not harden. First of all, be someone you love. Second of all, do something that you love. Do what you love. And lastly, spend time with people that you love. It doesn't need to be a relationship. That's the path to true success. Do not harden tomorrow. Lean into love, be someone you love, do what you love, and spend time with people that you love. That's me over and out. Much love, guys. Thank you for spending time with me. Do just message me anytime you want to start a conversation, and I bid you farewell. Much love.